Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make a digital scrapbook page in Microsoft Word. I'm going to be showing you how to create all of these different assets, how to download some of these assets, and how to make the final image. So let's open a new document and I'll show you how to insert a number of these assets. When I talk about assets, I talk about graphics, pictures, images, shapes, etc. So the first thing I'm going to do is to show you from the internet. So this website here is called SVG and SIL for silhouette. So basically it's a website that contains hundreds and thousands of different silhouettes of different themes, images, patterns. So the first thing you want to do is select the colour that you want for your silhouette. So I'm going to select an orange colour. Then at the top here you want to put in what you want to search for. So I'm just going to put in paint splat. Then as I scroll down, you can see I've got a number of paint splats here that I can select. So the first one I'm going to select is this one here. Then all you need to do is click download SVG and that will be downloaded, and I'll show you how to insert that in a second. So you can download as many of these as you want to, depending on what you want in your design. Then I'm going to go to Pixabay. Now I use this quite a lot. Again, free images contained within this site. And once again, pixabay.com, as you can see the website here. What you do is go into your search bar here and I'm just going to simply select blue pattern, and at the top here you can see we've got a drop down, so you can select from photos, illustrations or vectors, or you can just select all images, so you can put a filter on if you need to, and then you just simply scroll down and select a pattern of your choice. Now each time you do this search it creates different image selections, so I could be here for a while trying to look at the design I want. So I'm just going to show you how you download them and then how to insert them, but they won't be the same because, as I say, it may take me a while to find them. So just select your image, go to download, click on the drop down, go to the size of image that you would like, and then simply click download. Now you will have to sign up for this, it's free, but you just put in your email. Now back to Word. So simply inserting these assets is a case of going to insert, pictures, click on the drop down, select picture from file. Make sure you go to your downloads file, and that's where you'll see all of the assets stacked in a list here, or you may have the icons displayed. It depends on how you've got yours set up. So the first thing is I'm going to select the flower icon I downloaded and click insert. Now when you insert anything into Microsoft Word you won't be able to move it. So make sure it's selected, make sure you're on picture format, go over to wrap text and click on the drop down, and here you've got a number of selections. It doesn't really matter which one you select, but I generally select behind text, and now you can move this around. Again, go up to insert, picture, picture from file, select your image and click insert. Once again, wrap text in front of text. So what I'm going to do now is just insert all of the assets that I've downloaded, and then I'm going to show you how to further customize them. Okay, so now I've got all of my assets in Word. All I need to do now, I can keep them as they are, or I can just make them really small and just put them to one side until I need them, because I need to sort out all my photos as well. So what you can do is you can just pop them all at the top, and then you can grab them as and when you need to, normally at the end. Now the reason I do this is just because it makes the rest of the editing really simple and easy. Now before I do that, I'm just going to show you how you can crop this to a shape. I'm going to crop this to a triangle. So select it, go to picture format, go to crop, select crop to shape and select triangle, and you can see now I've turned this into a triangle. I'm going to rotate it and reduce the size of it. Now the other thing that I'm going to do with this shape, which I will also do with my photographs and some of the other shapes, is create a shadow. So select your shape, go to picture format and go all the way over to this format pane icon and click. Now this is really important up here. You're going to have several tabs along the top here eventually, and you've got these tabs as well. So you've got this one here, which if you click on it refers to the fill color and the line color of any shape, and I'll show you that in a while. This one is our shadows. So click on shadows, then go to the drop down. Apologies, you can't see all of the assets because they're off the screen, but all you need to do is select one of these shadows. I'm going to click that one at the bottom, and then you can play around with these sliders and the angle as well. You can move it around to suit what you're going for or which angle you're looking at. You can also blur it slightly if you want to, or as much as you want, but again, play around with these sliders. Now just for this particular asset, I want it to look almost like a piece of cloth. So I'm going to go down to this 3D format, go to top bevel, click on the drop down, and I'm going to select this one here. And as you can see, if I just zoom in, it just bevels off those edges to make it look a little bit like fabric or a button. Then I'm just going to reduce the size of it and just move it to one side. Now I'm going to select my images. You will have your own images, but I'm going to go to Insert, Pictures. You'll select yours from your pictures from File, but I'm going to select mine from my stock images, and I'm just going to use the search bar at the top here. Now you can use these assets if you want to select other things. It's completely up to you. I'm going to select this image here, this one here, this one here, and this one here, and just click Insert. Again, once they're inserted, you won't be able to move them, so click on an image, wrap text in front of text, and you can just move it. Okay, now they're all on one page. You can put these any way you like. It's completely up to you. But I'm actually going to change some of these into a square because I want to create this effect here. So my 3 photographs I'm going to select for that are this one, and this one. And in fact, I need to just add one more image. So I need to crop these 3 images into a square. So I'm going to select the first one, go to crop, aspect ratio 1:1, and then you can move your image around to make sure you get the element of the image you want. Now you can make it bigger or smaller, but just be careful. If you click in the corner, make sure you hold down your shift key, otherwise it won't be a square anymore, and then just press enter. This one, do the same. Then select all 3 by holding down your command or control key and clicking on all 3 photographs. You can now see they've all been selected. Go over to the height here and just type in 6, press enter, and they'll all be resized perfectly to match each other. Then to make sure they're aligned, I'm just going to pop them sort of in alignment, but don't worry too much about lining them up. You've just got to be a bit more careful about how much space you want to leave between the two. It doesn't have to be equal, but if you want that much, roughly go there. Then select them all again, go to Align, and this time select Distribute Vertically. That will mean we're going to put an equal distance between each image. Then Align to Center, and then go to Group and select Group, and now we've got that one group of perfectly aligned images. Now I'm quickly going to go to Design, and I'm going to change our page color to a light grey, and that's just so I can see the white outlines of my images, but we can take that off at the end. So then I'm going to go to Insert, Shapes, click on the square, click and draw out a rectangle. Then once it's selected and I'm on the Shape Format tab, I'm going to go to this icon here, or I can go over to Format Shape, go to the bucket, go to the Fill icon, go to Color, click on the drop down and select White, and then go to Line and select No Line, because there will be a border line around the outside of that white shape. Now I'm going to click on the shape, and another technique is to go to Picture Format, and you've got these Bring Forward, Send Backwards. So that acts like layers. So if you've got something that's covering something else, as we've got here, you need to go to Send Backwards and you need to click on it. But of course we've got all of these other assets, and if I show you the selection pane, this is all of the assets that we've inserted, and you can check which ones they are by clicking on these little eyeballs here. But if you're unsure, go to send backwards and click send to back, and you're guaranteed it will go behind those photographs. Now to line them up, you need to select both the white rectangle and the photos, which is not always easy to do. If I hold down my Command or Control key and try and click on the background, you can see I've managed to do it. If not, you'll have to use this list here to select them both, again using that Command or Control key. Then go to Align, select Align to Center, then Align to Middle, and now they're all perfectly lined up. We can go to Group and select Group, and now that's all one group. And then finally, back over to Format Picture, go to this icon here to Shadows, go to the shadow, and then select a shadow of your choice, and you can just see that shadow's been placed just there. Now of course you can go back and adjust all of these at the end if it doesn't quite suit the look you're going for, but for the time being we can just leave them where they are. With the photographs we can do a slightly different technique. Click on the photograph, go over to the bucket icon, again making sure you're on Format Picture at the top here, go down to Line and select Solid Line, change the colour to white, and then in width here select it, press 10, and then in the join type here click on the drop down and select mitre, and then just press enter, and you can see we've now got a white outline around our picture. And again go up to this hexagon effects icon, to the shadows, and select a shadow. If you can see these shadows have got two different angles, just go up to the angle here and just change it, move it around until it matches the others as well. With this one I'm going to crop it again, going to Picture Format, Crop, Aspect Ratio 1:1, move the image, press enter, and then once again we're going to go to the Fill, Solid Line, White, press 10 and enter, Rounded Edge to mitre, then to Effects, Shadow, and click on the shadow. The next thing, we need some text, so go to Insert, Word Art, and choose the black one here. Then just insert your text, and I'm just going to move this down here. Now we can go to the Home tab and we can change the font. You can choose any font you like. I'm going to select Aroni. And again, you can use these increase, decrease font size tools. We're going to do that again. Go to Insert, Word Art, and again select the word art. And here we're going to put the actual date in. Again, all personal preference, deselect it, reselect it to change all of the font details. Again, Aroni, and I'm just going to reduce the size of it and move it down. There we go. And then a final one, Word Art, select it again, and I'm just going to paste in some text. Now what I have done with this particular text, if I go to the Home tab, I've selected this font here, and then I've changed the font size to 16, and then I'm going to make it look like it's written on a piece of paper. So just bring it down to the bottom here, and I can make this as big or as small as I want to, and then select the box, go to Shape Options here, go to the bucket because we want to fill that shape, which is the rectangle, with a solid fill colour. You see it's currently black and I want to change it to white, and then go back to the Effects, Shadow, again click on the shadow, and there we have it looking like it's written on a piece of paper. The final thing we need to do is go to Shapes, so go to Insert, Shapes, scroll down and insert the shape here, so click, then click and drag out the shape. Then you can go up to the top here as a quick menu, select no outlines, we don't have the line, Shape Fill, and we'll just select an orange colour. That's just a quick way of doing it, so you don't have to open this menu if you don't want to. Now I'm going to copy and paste this. Now most people would use the copy and paste Command or Control C, Command or Control V, but I'm going to show you a really quick way, which is select it, hold down your Alt or Option key, click and drag. And that for me is the quickest way to make a copy. Deselect them, and then I can just begin to move them out the way slightly. Again, go to Insert, Shapes, and we're going to select this one here, click and drag. I'm going to move this one to the top and zoom in. So you can see we've got this border line and this fill colour. Again, at the top here, I can just very quickly change the fill colour to white and the outline to a blue colour or teal. But I can also go to that drop down, go to weight, this is the outline weight, and go to 6 and create a shape for my date to go into. In fact, the shape fill, I think I chose a slightly dark grey just to take the edge off that white. And then once again, we're on Format Shape. We've selected the shape, go to Shadow and select the shadow again. Perfect. Now this all might seem a bit of a muddle now, but now's the point where we can just move these all around and create the perfect page. Now I'm going to move things around, but you'll find that things are on top of each other, or not behind each other. So I'm just simply going to pull out this slight background here. And as we pull this one down, perfect, that's on top of that one. And then we can move that one up. And then this one here, we can move to the side and start to really move things around. Now, if, for example, this one here was on top of the photograph, again, select it, go to Picture Format, and use these selections here to bring them backwards and forwards, or go to the selection pane and you can move them by clicking and dragging them up and down. So all I'm going to do now is just move them around so they're in the perfect place, and then if there's anything I need to tell you about before the end about the final customizations, then I will pause the video and tell you. Now this was just something, again, I found on Pixabay. I just downloaded it and again just inserted it as a picture. So once you're happy with your image, you can now download this or save it as a Word document, or you can just simply print it out. Just be aware that the background at the moment, if I go to Design, is not white. Let's change it back to no colour. So here is the white. If you use this technique, page colour, then it won't print out the page colour. It's just the page colour in Word. If you want the background to be different, you have to go to Insert, Shapes, click on the rectangle, click and draw out a rectangle, select the colour of your page, go to Send Backwards and click Send to Back, and that will then print out the colour of your background. So I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.